Welcome to your United States Air Force Academy's Center for Character and Leadership Development. I'm Dawn Zoldi, the Deputy Director, and together with our amazing leadership team, we're excited to tell you about who we are and what we do here at the CCLD. So let's start at the very top, the 30,000-foot view with our mission. The bottom line is our mission is to serve you, the United States Air Force Academy community. We do that by advancing character and leadership development. And so it's no surprise that our vision is to be the center of excellence for doing just that. And that's the perfect segue to how we do it, through the Leader of Character framework. As most of you know, the Air Force's core values were created here at the United States Air Force Academy. We all know them: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. The Leader of Character framework operationalizes these values through action, living honorably, lifting others, and elevating performance. You'll hear more about how you can dig deeper into this framework by accessing the seminal 2011 concept document and taking classes focused on this, which the center sponsors. And of course, we do all of this through our people. So let me introduce the center's leadership team. As a famous Greek philosopher once said, the only constant is change. And that is especially true in the summer for most military organizations. We're undergoing a few transitions here in the center, and we're pleased to announce the arrival of Colonel Kim Campbell as our new director. At the top of the chart, you'll see we're fortunate to have a reserve presence as well in Lieutenant Colonel Brian Fash, our senior IMA. We also have a senior NCO, our incredible superintendent, Senior Master Sergeant Katie Garcia. The center has 4 divisions: development, support, integration, as well as research and scholarship. And you'll hear from each of these leaders momentarily. They'll tell you much more about their unique teams and the amazing work that they do. As for the leadership team, we exist to provide the time, tools, and talent to get the mission accomplished. We also drive the strategic planning to get it done as well. Given our mission of service, our focus has been down and in, serving, enabling, and integrating character and leadership across the institution. Internally, we've been busy creating policies and processes to do that, as well as on strategic planning to nest within the Air Force Academy's new lines of effort. Externally, we focused on pivoting our content and operations to respond to local and national events. One example is the Touchpoints initiative that we kicked off during remote operations, as well as the critical conversations that we need to have to address social injustices and the inequality facing our nation. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Lieutenant Colonel David Mays, the Chief of our Support Division. Over to you, Dave.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Colonel David Mays, Chief of the Support Division and current Acting Deputy Director. The Support Division consists of 8 personnel, a unique mix of active duty, general service, and contractors. Our team oversees the facility, safety, contracts, budget and financial management, IT accountability, personnel, and all administrative functions for Polaris Hall and the CCLD. So that means we're here to support your events. Polaris Hall is used for USAFA-wide character and leadership education events, houses the Cadet Wing's Honor Program staff and the Honor Library, provides collaboration spaces for active engagement, is used to host premier conferences, workshops, and events, and is a popular tourist spot. On average, we conduct a combined 9,000 tours, mission briefs, and hosted visitors per year. This iconic structure was completed in 2016 and consists of a main forum, East and West seminar rooms, and 10 collaboration rooms. You can contact Mr. Bennett to schedule your events. Ms. Amada, our CCLD strategic communicator, oversees our CCLD's webpage and social media presence. CCLD has its own official Twitter and Instagram feeds, and also posts to the Academy's official feeds, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, in coordination with Public Affairs and USAFA Headquarters Strategic Communications. Our Stratcoms is also involved in other projects, including our weekly Touchpoints e-newsletter focused on resilience. You can find all our Touchpoints newsletters at usafa.edu SharePoint site. Thank you, and now I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel David Houston, Chief of the Integration Division.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dave Houston, CCLD's Chief of the Integration Division. As you can see from our team pictures, the Integration Division is composed of a blend of active duty, civilian, and contractor team members. We also just recently added an Air University liaison, which should help create synergies with the rest of the Air Force from a leadership doctrinal perspective. So now you have the faces that go with the spaces. Our division has three main areas of focus, all of which are aimed at improving the integration of effective leader of character development across USAFA. Through all of these efforts and in the spirit of excellence, we collectively elevate USAFA's ability to assess, challenge, and support cadets in their developmental journey. Our first focus area, the AOC program, facilitates integrating the development of the 40 Air Officers Commanding, or AOCs, who are responsible for commanding our cadet squadrons. We do this in a two-phase approach. First, we plan, organize, and execute the Intermediate Developmental Education, or IDE course, that is comprised of a one-year master's degree in counseling and leadership at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. The second phase involves providing additional executive coaching opportunities throughout their 2 years of command to support their competence as leader developers. Through this effort, we prime our commanders to effectively engage their cadets in a manner that accelerates achieving USAFA's mission. Our second focus area facilitates integrating our leader of character framework into every aspect of the USAFA experience. We do this by advising and consulting with the various governing bodies across USAFA on how we could more effectively engage cadets for the purpose of developing them as leaders of character. You'll see us in the superintendent's meetings, the dean's faculty-specific curriculum, and outcome meetings, and more. Our third focus area, and the most visible, is NCLS. Our amazing special events team plans, organizes, and executes our annual National Character and Leadership Symposium, or NCLS, in conjunction with all the mission elements. The purpose of NCLS is to advance character and leadership development by connecting USAFA stakeholders and symposium attendees with leading experts from diverse backgrounds and experiences. Through this effort, we attract world-renowned experts in the field of leadership, like Dr. Brene Brown and former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, to our stage in order to discuss with our cadets the critical conversations required of leading in today's and the future's air and space forces. We hold the event at the end of February every year. We rotate the annual theme across 4 institutional outcomes listed on this slide. For the upcoming NCLS in 2021, we are focusing on the warrior ethos as airmen and citizens. Keep your eyes open for events leading up to NCLS also focused on this theme. We hope to see you all there. Thank you for your time. Our next presenter is Dr. Justin Stoddard.
Hello, my name is Dr. Justin Stoddard, and I am the Acting Division Chief of CCLD's Development Division. As you can see on our organizational chart, the Development Division consists of 6 assigned personnel, 3 administratively determined faculty, and 3 contract personnel. Recently, we also just welcomed our Profession of Arms Center of Excellence, or PACE liaison, to the team to share best practices and forge lasting relationships. The full resources of the Development Division are focused on supporting character and leadership development of all USAFA personnel. The division is divided into 4 branches. However, we find ourselves collaborating internally and externally on a daily basis. This team provides subject matter expertise and course content to develop cadets, permanent party, and occasionally external groups. We provide programs and courses in the following areas: experiential-based learning, healthy relations education, prototyping, and professional development workshops. Let me detail some of the emphasis items for our branches a bit more. First, our exciting experiential-based learning team develops, advises, and collaborates on experiential-based learning methodology and integration for character development in USAFA mission element programs. The team also offers programs and training opportunities to cadets and permanent party utilizing instruction methods, activities, and adventure-based education to include our outdoor leadership complex, which includes the ropes course. Our healthy relations education focuses on creating healthy relationships in order to assist our students in enhancing job satisfaction, decreasing levels of stress, and most importantly, increasing positive individual and organizational productivity and outcomes. Resilience and relational education is at the core of healthy relations education, and we support the Touchpoints initiative that Colonel Mays mentioned, as well as other important programs you may hear about, including healthy relations training, emotional intelligence, and Arbinger mindset training, just to name a few. Our prototyping branch advances the understanding, sharing, practice, and integration of character and leadership development within the profession of arms across USAFA. Finally, our professional development team provides AMT development and training and also creates development opportunities in the form of professional development for cadets, faculty, and staff to advance the understanding and implementation of effective character and leadership development practices across military, academic, and athletic settings. Next, I would like to discuss some of our course offerings. Our development opportunities are workshops and courses that are offered throughout the year. The Development Division has pivoted operations to many real-world events and continues to be poised to serve USAFA and all its personnel. They cover a variety of topics, from taking a deep dive into USAFA's foundational conceptual leader of character framework, which Ms. Zoldi mentioned earlier, to honing and refining leadership skills, to exploring how to change our mindset to bring better outcomes, and many more, as you can see. Look for a listing of our offerings via email. Our classes are currently online and will revert back to in-person when we can. We also would love to provide tailored content to suit your work center's needs. Our contact information will be on the last slide. Hope to see you soon. And now I would like to introduce our resident expert, Dr. John Abatello. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Abatello, Chief of the Research and Scholarship Division. This slide depicts our division's personnel. We have 5 paid volunteers, all funded by the Air Force Academy Foundation. 3 of those volunteers occupy named chairs. 1 is a research assistant, and 1 is our journal editor. We also have 2 DoD contractors who execute our assessment program. Finally, we have 1 military instructor billet, which will be vacant during this academic year. Of note, the division chief is currently the only government employee in the division. The division operates across 4 lines of effort shown here. We support the work of our resident senior scholars, providing office space and supplies, cadet area access, and scheduling support for interactions with cadets and permanent party, especially in the classroom environment, where the scholars can share the results of their research. Our flagship journal is called the Journal of Character and Leadership Development, and as the name implies, it focuses on the intersection of character development and leader development. We publish 3 regular issues each year, with our February issue generally focusing on the year's NCLS theme. We also publish several standalone occasional papers each year. Links to the JCLD are at the end of this briefing. The division oversees the Profession of Arms Speaker Series, a program funded by donors where the aim is to bring world-class speakers to the Academy to interact with cadets in both academic and social settings. In this program, mission elements typically execute the events while CCLD provides the funding. You can contact me to learn more about bringing in a speaker with these funds. Finally, the division oversees the research efforts of CCLD faculty and assists with disseminating that research to the mission elements, along with other character and leadership development related research that we discover. Assessment is an important part of our division's work, where we measure effectiveness and collect feedback on our development opportunities, NCLS, cadet programs, and other areas as needed. We also survey cadets each fall to collect data on how cadets see themselves as leaders of character. That concludes my portion of the brief. Thank you, and back to Ms. Zoldi for the next topic.
Thanks, Dr. A. In addition to everything you've already heard that Team CCLD does to support the USAFA mission, there's even more. A number of our folks teach on the faculty. For example, Dr. Randolph and Dr. Abatello both teach in the history department. Senior Master Sergeant Garcia and Dr. Stoddard teach in the Military Strategy Department. Lieutenant Colonel Houston, you'll often find him in the Management Department. And finally, Dr. Dickman teaches in the Biology Department and Behavioral Science and Leadership Departments. But speaking of faculty, the CCLD, in conjunction with the Command Chief, launched the 9H initiative to bring enlisted faculty to the Academy. The first incumbent reported in July of 2018, and we're proud to announce that we now have 3 enlisted faculty across the institution, including our own Senior Master Sergeant Garcia. We're also developing a course of action to expand this career field across the Department of the Air Force for both the Air and Space Forces. Speaking of Department of the Air Force initiatives, we're involved in a lot of other things too, including a review of mentoring at that level. Lieutenant Colonel Dave Houston, who you heard from earlier, is our representative to that effort. We're also actively advocating that for the Leader of Character framework to be the framework for developing leaders of character and leader developers across the Air and Space Forces. You heard from Lieutenant Colonel Houston that our team is involved in USAFA's governance. Well, we are also involved in institutional level strategic planning. Lieutenant Colonel Mays, for example, is on the Leader and Character line of effort team. Last but not least, as Dr. Stoddard mentioned, we are more than happy to build ME-specific programs and content for you and your units. This briefing really just scratches the surface of what Team CCLD brings to the fight, how we serve you. For more information or to follow up, you can always reach out to any one of us. You can also find specific people to reach out to and resources here. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share a little bit about who we are and what we do here at the center. Remember, live honorably, lift others, and elevate performance. We're here to help you do that. Take care, be well, out here.